Merry Christmas everyone and welcome to my yearly Christmas special. Without further ado, we're going to rank every snow or ice track in mainline Mario Kart, and I'm going to include Tour in this video too. So let's just get started. In 13th and 14th place we have the two Vanilla Lake tracks from Super Mario Kart, both honestly with D tier. Nice music aside, these are just tracks that aren't particularly fun to drive on, since you've got all these ice blocks obstructing your way. I don't know who playtested this, but yeah, overall these tracks just aren't that fun to play. That being said, I'd say Vanilla Lake 1 is marginally better just because the ice blocks aren't as obnoxious. But yeah, it gets better from here. GBA Snowland takes 12th place on this list, taking C tier, and it's a mixed bag for me. Starting with the positives, this has really interesting track design with fun shortcuts. The music is also stellar and it's just a really charming track. Unfortunately, they added a screen shaking effect, which sadly ruins the track. Plus, you're driving on ice, your car wouldn't shake this much in real life. Anyway, I'm glad this track got brought back in Wave 2 of the Booster Course Pass, and we can have a version of this track that's actually playable. In 11th is Juicy and Sherbetland, a track that likewise I much prefer in 8 Deluxe, though it's a low B tier here. It's got a really charming festival vibe, and with all these ice tracks, the music is great. Sadly, the ice physics again ruin this one, and the freezies are a real pain. It's a fun time, but when you combine the ice with Double Dash's wonky driving, you get something that's hectic, but not in the way you'd want. Starting off the top 10 is a Wii retro classic, N64 Sherbetland, again with B tier. This is basically Vanilla Lake but 3D, but it fixes basically every problem these tracks had. Even the ice physics are okay here. Sadly, the layout is on the basic side, and you've got a few really long straightaways, but overall this is just another fun charming course with penguins. Ice Ice Outpost comes in 9th with another B tier, and there's definitely a lot to this track. For one, I really enjoy its shortcuts even though I kinda suck at them. The split road gimmick is cool, though honestly really pointless. As Schaeferless said, the music here is nice as well. While it is a little bit bland, with often not much going on, I'd say its positives win out, making this a good fun track to play. Now for a track I just find the epitome of charming, DS DK Pass. While this is probably the weakest of Donkey Kong's mountain tracks, it still gets a high B tier from me, and 8th place on this list. The music is wintry as anything, and the whole vibe is wonderful. I don't have too much to say about the layout of this track other than it's really good, and I don't have any problems with it. Now in 7th we have a track that, yeah, I have talked about recently, 3DS Rosalina's Ice World, and yes, it has grown on me. The theme and vibes are nice, the music is bopping, especially in 8 Deluxe, and while yes, the ice physics aren't totally ideal in this one, its track design and overall presentation do make up for it, putting this track at a solid B tier. Although I don't count Tour as mainline, I had to include this wonderful Christmas experience, Merry Mountain, again receiving a high B tier. I'll admit, since my Wave 3 ranking, I have enjoyed this track less, but it's still wonderfully festive and a great time all around. It was the first real proper Nitro track from Tour, and it really is a lovely time. Funny how an N64 track managed to make its way into the top 5 of my list, but that's just how nice and charming Frappe Snowland is. With a high B tier, it's no wonder that this was the best winter track for 12 years straight. With the coziest music in any Mario Kart track, this is, like DK Pass, the epitome of just a chill track. This one is super underrated. The winter variant of Animal Crossing takes 4th place on this list, and boy does it deserve it. While this track is overall a high B tier, I'm gonna have to place this specific variant in A tier, again just because of the lovely Christmas vibes. The track design is simple yet effective, and the music is delightful. Starting to notice a pattern with these snow tracks? Coming in 3rd is the second best Tour City track in its Nitro iteration, Vancouver Velocity. Honestly, I prefer this track in the mobile game, just since the map progression is really underwhelming in 8 Deluxe. Oh well, here it's a really engaging track design and just a stunning soundtrack. What more could you ask for? DK Summit always really does love coming second on my rankings. This track is just such a fun one, and as someone who loves skiing, I can say that this track was made for me. Another DK barrel cannon track, the tricks you pull off on the half pipes here make this one a really exciting race down a snowy mountain. I love the frog progression in this track, and the music here is as energetic as you'd need for an exciting descent down DK's snowboard cross. Allow me to introduce to you the best track in the series, Mount Wario. Ever since I first played this track when I got my Switch, I was astounded just by how engaging the track design is here. It's so varied and the music dramatically shifts alongside it. Honestly, my favourite part of this track is the slalom section in lap 3. It's DK Mountain meet DK Summit meet Alpine Pass, taking the best parts of these tracks and making one incredible spectacle. Thank you Nintendo, and thanks to everyone for watching. Have a happy Christmas, guys.